and I know you don't like to indulge in too much hyperbole about these things, we're talking about potentially the best midfielder in the world. If he's not there already, he's heading in that direction very quickly.
I like the way that you charted it over 2-3 years, because I don't have any doubt that there will be slightly fallow periods for him, because when you're 20 and you're playing international football and you're playing football in an entirely new division with new tests, and you're learning a language and you're being called away to represent England, and there's a European Championships in the near distance, I don't think it's feasible for him to go through and have a flawless season. I think there's a chance that he'll be in everybody's team of the season. I think there's a good chance that he'll have a trophy, at least, by the end of the season. But he's coming into a side where Luka Modric is having to begin to cope with. Ancelotti in this morning's press conference was having to talk about, Luka's not happy about not playing. And Modric is coming towards, he's far, far nearer 40 than he is 30. He was extraordinary during the Nations League for Croatia, and he will be influential, but he's already playing a little bit less. That's got something that Bellingham's got to cope with. He's got to cope with the fact that Vinicius has been asked to move from a 4-3-3 and left wing to playing centrally, and is finding it an uncomfortable, his shoes just a size 9 when it should be a size 10. He's not enjoying the experience at the moment. These things, plus suddenly, starting with a season ago, no Casemiro. Then from the summer, no Benzema. Then because of 2 brutal injuries, probably for 9 or 10 months, no Courtois and no Militao. Bellingham has come into a situation whereby a lot more is going to be demanded of him than Ancelotti would have liked in their first season. I think there was always the idea that he'd be a dominant footballer, that he'd rack up lots of numbers, and that he'd be impressive. Now they're going to have to lean on him because of an entire spine lost, a brilliant entire spine lost in the space of 2 seasons, half of which, or 3/4 of which has been since the summer, since Benzema left. So the test is gigantic, in my opinion. And that's why I like, because there's no question that over 2-3 seasons, the Bellingham, even at 23 by then, can become the dominant midfield player in the world. But he can be a prototype for modern football, because I don't think, personally, there's any position in a 4-man midfield that he cannot play. I also believe that we're going to find that he has an extraordinary capacity for goal scoring. I think he's going to become prolific. And it's clear that Ancelotti thinks that if he's not a 9 yet, then he can be a 9 or a false 9. So there's development everywhere, there's responsibility everywhere, and anybody who's had to learn a new language, learn a new culture, cope with more, well, maybe Germany's the same, but lots of travel, lots of tiredness, and more demand on you, more focus on you at Real Madrid than there ever was at Dortmund, with full respect to the passion at the Westfalen Stadium. Nathan, this is a big experience for Jude Bellingham, but like you, I believe that La Liga and Real Madrid are benefiting from a phenomenon, and I mean that word in its fullest sense.